Okay, well, first of all, welcome. We will pull up our slides and get started. I don't want to take too much of your time. I know that everybody is pressed for time these days. And we want to get through these slides as quickly and seamlessly as possible. If you have questions, feel free to chime in, but also if you're feeling a little bit shy, you can chat with us in the chat box, and Justin will be sure to monitor that as we go forward. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Tiffany Brandt-Thomas. I'm the Director of Philanthropy here at the Kutztown University Foundation. I work in annual giving and community partnerships. And Justin is our Assistant Director of Communications and will be here to answer questions related to communications and the design aspect. So it looks like we're having an audio issue. Is anyone else having an audio issue, or can you hear okay?
I can hear fine.
Okay, perfect. Then it looks like maybe Wendy Ryan will log out and come back in. Thank you. So when you join in on a Zoom call or any other workshop, I think it's important for you to know that you will receive credit for doing this. And why that's important to receive credit is because we do have campaign incentives that we will be able to provide. By that, I mean, at the end of 1866, we will look at all of those folks who have credit for attending these events, and you will randomly be selected to earn incentive dollars. Usually in the past, that's been anywhere from $100 to $250. That goes directly toward your club or your initiative. So thank you for being here for lots of reasons. If we can go to the next slide, Justin, we'll talk about what is crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is the central hub for online giving. So the online giving is where our donor activity is recorded and where your team or initiative is presented. So when I'm talking about team pages, that is basically your group. It could be a department. It could be an athletics team. It could be a student organization, or it could just be an initiative within the academic side of the house. So that could mean scholarship. It could be a conference, to attend a conference of some kind. I think that you get the idea. We call them team pages simply because Classy, our platform that we use, refers to those as team pages. Your team members are fundraisers. Those are folks who decide that they're going to push forward your idea, your team, your initiative or program. So that is basically what crowdfunding is. The beauty of crowdfunding is that the more folks you involve, the better your initiative or the better your group or team will do in terms of fundraising. So it is kind of a contagious sort of form of fundraising because it will populate in numbers, and it spreads throughout social media, email, phone calls, or texts. We want folks, of course, to be team members when you're passionate about a program. If you're an action-oriented person, we want those people to be team members to advocate for your program. Those folks could be students, and I highly suggest involving students. Our alumni and our donor base love to hear from students. They love especially to hear students who are passionate about what they're experiencing here at Kutztown University. Faculty and staff who are feeling passionate and action-oriented can also advocate for your team or program. Involve alumni or donors that you may have relationships with. They could also push forward this idea because they're already giving. So obviously they're supporting you, and they may have a network of folks who would also be interested in supporting you. So involve as many folks as you can in terms of reaching out and getting them to be fundraisers for your team. So who makes a good donor? Literally anyone could be a good donor, but certainly everyone in the KU community would potentially be a great donor. That includes our alumni, our faculty and staff, our family and friends. We have folks who are interested in or related to an affinity here at Kutztown University. And then, of course, this is very targeted towards your students, especially when I'm talking to students and they say, well, how do we find donors? I love to give the example of reaching out to your past teachers, past coaches, or mentors, employers even, who you had really strong relationships with. Maybe even some of our partners, our community partners who are providing employment or who are providing internships. This might just be one additional ask to say, you are supporting us in so many great ways. Would you be able to support us in one more way? The beauty about crowdfunding is that there's no small gift. Every gift counts. So we don't have to be asking for outrageous amounts of money in order to move the needle during this day. I also, when talking to students, like to point out, it doesn't have to be family and friends. You know, it can be all of these other people involved in your life. It really just takes that personal connection and personal outreach. Also, one thing that's important for all of us to share with donors and with people who are trying to fundraise for your program is that 100% of the funds raised will go to your team. 100%. None of that stays at the foundation. You have full access to every dollar that you raise. Any questions before we move to the next slide? Okay, so we'll just move ahead then. How do we engage donors? So this is just a 2-day commitment out of those folks who you're involving in your team. Like I said, the more folks that we get involved, the greater your impact. I'm going to really focus on this personal plea, and that personal plea is the how and the why. So that's getting our students, our faculty, staff involved in saying how they're going to use those funds, why this program matters, and of course, more importantly, how and why is this group so influential to your experience here at Kutztown University. And that really applies to everyone that's involved. But again, if we can get students to kind of give those testimonials on what a difference this program or scholarship, conference opportunity has on their experience here, and further develops them into the young professional that they are. You know, we want to support that, and so do our donors and our alumni. We are also at the foundation, trying our best to find advocates within our Kutztown community for teams like yours. So for example, we're reaching out to our alumni who are active. We're reaching out to our board and saying, like, what can you do on social media or email or text? Who can you pick up the phone and call on that day to say, there's this great opportunity at Kutztown University and we want you to support it. We also would encourage you to, do short videos, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But on this engagement of 2 days of a commitment, our 2-day commitment is really could bring you in about an average of $2,000 just in that 2 days. If you are really active, you can in fact do that. If you have 4 really active fundraisers and you have those folks ask for 10 gifts, 10 people, you're reaching out to 10 people, you can easily bring in $1,000 with just asking 10 people for $25 gift, and you have multiple folks on your team, you can easily do that. Same if you're willing to ask for $50, you only need 4 active team members to ask 10 individuals for a gift, and you will reach $2,000. Those are just numbers to keep things in perspective. Justin, could we go to the next slide of our required materials? So in order for you to engage donors, you're going to need a page that we will build in our Classy platform. And I will show you an example of that very shortly. These slides, I should tell you, will be available. I will send them to you in an email, but also you will be able to find them on our resource page at kuf.org/1866. That all of this material is also in our toolkit that you can find at the same website. Your required materials will definitely be a photo that just sort of it captures what your team is about and why you're raising money. Your team page banner similarly is included in the body and banner of that page. The sizes and pixels are right there for you, for your convenience. And really, if it doesn't fit the standard, we are able to usually manipulate it in a way that we can use it. And then we'll also need a logo of some kind so that we can use that on your page so that people can instantly know exactly who you are. They can find you easily in that list. And then for our video, that is an optional participation. You can develop a video that can be something that is just a homemade, kind of homegrown video. It doesn't have to be super professional. However, our students who submit do a fantastic job. We really only want that video to be 30 to 45 seconds because folks just don't watch it if it's longer than that. And just be authentic. You want to make sure that you are telling them explicitly how and why you're doing a fundraising effort for your team, and you want a call to action. You want to be able to say, give now. You want to be able to say, could you provide $25 today? Could you provide $50 today? So be direct is the messaging. Justin, can we pull up a few examples of those videos? Oh, you know what? Before we get to the video, sorry, we'll look at these landing pages so you can know how those images and requirements would be used. This is where we can find our toolkit. This is where all of that information that I just reviewed can be found. And the Zoom workshop is exactly where you will be able to find an archive of the recorded Zoom calls that we'll be doing throughout the next few weeks. And then could you show us the sample team page? There we go. Here's our sample team page. So you will see this is a logo. So that's basically why we need a logo for you. And if you could just scroll down, Justin. You'll see there's the photograph that we have and a case for support. Your case for support, again, needs to be direct and needs to be the how and needs to be the why you need those funds. And, you know, certainly something anecdotal is always fun as well. Telling us what makes your club extraordinary. And that's probably a great segue to look at one of the videos. If we could look at the CTM program video first. Great. This is the CTM. They have a great logo. They have, if you can scroll down, Justin, a great case for support. It's short, it's concise, it's telling us why they need some funds. And then we're going to watch this short video to see how they express themselves.
College professor in the Cinema, Television, and Media Production Department here at Kutztown University. We're part of this fundraising campaign, working on making some money that we can use to buy set pieces for Rickenbach Auditorium. We're here setting up for a football game. Check in. So we're all here doing work, but we're hoping that you'll be able to help us out by contributing to the fundraiser. The show we're trying to put together is like TED Talks, and it will benefit the Perform Club Out of Com Studies and the CTM Department's live event class. So anything you can do to help us out would be great. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Justin. So what I love about that video is it's obviously authentic. It was done on the spot. People get to see students doing something they love and they're in action. And she directly asks for support and also says a big thank you for those folks who are willing to participate and give. We also have our new 1866 campaign video that we're happy to preview with this group. And you will have access to this eventually and can use it in your own promotions as you prepare donors to give to your group. Go ahead, Justin, you can start that.
Across the globe are one step away from creating an everlasting impact at Kutztown University. On October 25th and 26th, join the 1866 Minute Giving Challenge as Golden Bears near and far donate to what they love at Kutztown University. Last year, over 3,000 donors came together to lift the initiatives of academic departments, athletic teams, programs, and clubs that KU students find so special. Our incredible network of support has an opportunity to participate, support, and make a resounding impact on the students at KU in just 1,866 months. Groups of all sizes are celebrated and foster a sense of Golden Bear pride as we collectively make a difference at Kutztown University. This is the 1866 Minute Giving Challenge, where every Golden Bear is one step closer and one donation closer to creating something special at Kutztown.
Thank you, Justin. Okay, so when are all of these things due? If we want to go to the next slide, the deadlines are early would be September 29th. That is ideal. I know it's only 10 days away and that is crazy. But that would be ideal for us to do editing. It gives us time to put all of your information and resources into Classy and have it ready and prepared. But our final call, if you need a little extension, the 29th feels like you're a crunch. The final call would be October 6th. We're going to do our best as well to promote as many teams as possible. So the earlier you get your materials to us, the better capabilities we have to be prepared in order to promote your team. So what's next? What is just down the road is that you can review and follow the toolkit at this website. Again, these slides will also be there if you want to look at the videos, if you want to listen to any of the tips that we gave you today, or just simply go to that page that had those basic requirements. We have future workshops, and I'm really excited to tell you that 2 of those opportunities are in person. They're not even on Zoom. So the 26th, excuse me, so next week on September 26th, we're having a rock and talk on the Weisenberger porch. Come sit in a rocking chair, mingle with us at the foundation, grab a snack and drink, ask us some questions. We'll talk to you a bit about ways to promote your team over the next month. And it'll just be a great way to get to know you or your team members. If you can't come to it, but you still are interested in forming that relationship, send somebody, send a student leader, send a grad assistant, send somebody from your department, just to interact with us and hear what we have to say, and also for us to learn more about your initiative so that we know how to promote it when we're talking to our alumni and donors. October 3rd is a second Zoom. And then October 16th, we're going to have a finale live workshop where we're just going to like build up that hype and excitement as we lead into the 1866 minute giving challenge. Talk to you some more about the alumni and donors that you have the potential to reach that day. Please mark your calendars because this launches October 25th. It's a Wednesday. This is a Wednesday and Thursday effort, October 25th through October 26th. We will be doing incentives again. We are getting matching dollars to provide those incentives. And we're going to do all we can to make every team as successful as possible.